We're going to pivot now as we talk about loyalty, right? The next natural progression is personalization. Right? Customers today want a two-way relationship with brands, and that starts with how we start talking to them and providing them the things that they want versus just throwing out some menu items and hoping something lands. So please join me in bringing up our next panel. We have Erik Collins, Director of Marketing Technology at Del Taco, Blake Johnson, the Senior Director of Brand at Chuck E. Cheese Entertainment, and your moderator, Teresa from MediaPost.
Obviously, the panel is, again, using our favorite word of the conference, Crave-Worthy, Crave. And we talked a little bit, we did a pre-call about this and talked about a little bit about your personalization tactics. But one of the most interesting things, I think, was that we're two very different brands here. Yeah. Like very different brands, very different targets, very different scope. Now, I grew up in Los Angeles, so I grew up with both of you, and Del Taco was a mainstay. And I have to say, though, I spent more time at Chuck E. Cheese as a teenager.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And I think I still have some of my ticket, redemption toys.
We can talk later.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. So, getting back on topic, we just wanted to talk a bit about what you guys are doing in terms of personalization. I don't know, Erik, if you want to start and talk about, because I know you relaunched your loyalty program recently, and what you did with that. So, if you want to talk about it.
Sure. So we launched Delia Rewards in 2021. It was a brand new loyalty program for Del Taco. Previously, we were very much offer-driven. Giving folks, offers to come in at any time, quite a few of them. So we pivoted to more of a loyalty strategy, and we tied in a lot of personalization to that. We took a look at our customer makeup and wanted to make sure we were rewarding the guests the right way. So we built in tiers. We have 4 different tiers, all based off of our different menu items within Del Taco. We also were a lot more deliberate too with our rewards, our loyalty rewards, and our offers that we were giving our guests. We also built in things like challenges, punch cards, and badges to continue to reward and acknowledge our guests for their behavior.
Okay. And you talked a little bit about loyalty and programs yesterday, so if you wanted to continue a little bit about that.
First, let me note that I survived to the Utah blackout Gate 2023. Let that be known. Yeah, but you're right. We couldn't be more different, right? More transactional. Like I said yesterday, our frequency is 1.8 times a year. We're a special event place. And then when we look at we do have a loyalty program through Punch, but when you look at that, our frequency with our loyalty members weren't that much higher. So we're really at the precipice right now, rethinking our CRM, reestablishing the way that we handle loyalty through programs like Summer Fun Pass. We just moved to a new CRM program called MoEngage. So that's going to power kind of this larger ecosystem. There'll be a loyalty component powered by Punch, but it's really about building out less transactional moments, less discounting, and more. We've introduced a new newsletter format, so it's more about creating a always-on approach, a lifestyle to drive, maybe one incremental visit, but just kind of always being on with engaging content about Chuck E. Cheese versus serving up discounts and try to drive a more direct response behavior.
Considering engaging content, and sometimes that's user-generated. I know we didn't really talk about this before, but just thinking about it now, how do you feel about user-generated content about your brand, and how does that work? Because I know you both get a lot of it.
Yeah, it's good and bad. There's some, as you can imagine with Chuck E. Cheese, we have a lot of, you should read our fan mail. And
I'm dying to read your fan mail. You've said that before now, so now I need to see it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting. But the user-generated content is the same. But so we have some really good UGC. And then I would say with our newsletter format, we're now doing one newsletter, depending on which list we send to a week, and 6 content blocks. So, talking about one brand, the well's gonna run dry occasionally. Mm-hmm. So always looking for things like that, UGC, and interesting ways that you can participate with the brand, and really like engaging or using that content to make an engaging newsletter. So I'm for it.
Yeah, and we try to, we try to leverage as much UGC as well. We try to, we do have new LTOs coming up. We throw events. We invite a lot of influencers out to try to, build that UGC, and we use that quite a bit within, our social media.
Okay. How do you guys, what's the role of data in terms of personalization?
Yeah, for Dell, it's very big. So we've been collecting a lot of first-party data through e-commerce and through our loyalty channels, and we're continuing to leverage that data to find new ways to engage our guests. So we recently launched our Wednesday Hookup program, which is new offers that are pushed out every Wednesday. They're available in the app for a week, and as we continue to build that program, we'll watch each one of those offers, how guests engage with them within the different tiers, within the different guest makeups, frequency, and be able to target those offers to the right people at the right time using things like machine learning to continue to build that.
So I'm looking at our panel topic, and we're talking about audience segmentation strategies, and since Blake, you've talked extensively about how your target is children. So how does that work then?
Yeah, well, hence why we're wanting to build a really robust, powerful CRM and grow our marketable member database. Because if advertising and other ancillary things like kid influencers and kid socials, how we're going to win towards our target audience, that puts the onus, especially on the parent segment, and that puts the onus on CRM to really reach and engage with parents versus advertising. So that's what we're trying to do right now is, with the MoEngage platform, really grow that membership from 3 million. Our goal is 10 million, really get a robust list and start the personalization journey. And then we can feed that back into not only our own media, so we can send newsletters and offers, things like that, but also use that list to, when cookies eventually go away, we'll have a really nice list of 10 million people that we can remarket to or use for advertising purposes. When they go away, who knows? May never happen.
Yeah, and at Dell, very similar to our offer strategy, we're doing a lot of A/B testing to, find out how different segments react to different offers, to different messaging, be it through different channels as well. So looking at A/B testing and push versus SMS versus email, and how each one of these different groups react to these different messages.
Do you want to talk more about A/B testing? If you want to talk about that a little bit and what you guys do?
Yeah, we're moving away from traditional loyalty for us just didn't work as something more. That was a really great presentation, and running that playbook for a brand like Chuck E. Cheese doesn't necessarily work in the traditional sense because our frequency is so low. So we're thinking about A/B testing in terms of the new platform we have also can plug into our website. And it grabs transaction data, it grabs information about like social behavior, and parents volunteer their kids' birthdays and other things like that. That's where we're, instead of just offers, it's more we're A/B testing with content, and you can do it dynamically through the platform. So thinking about the content blocks and what's locally relevant to a parent in California versus Texas. What's relevant in terms of timing of birthdays and even content that these folks engage with on YouTube, because we have our own YouTube channels. So instead of A/B testing at the base level with offers, which we certainly do, we're A/B testing with engaging content and seeing what works using machine learning and things like that. Again, because the content or the well is going to run dry in terms of coming up with engaging content all the time, not just in newsletter, but writing blogs for SEO and coming up with content for our YouTube channel and things like that. So that's where A/B testing is really being engaged at the creative level.
I think this is really fascinating in that QSR traditionally was very TV heavy, very broadcast heavy, and you guys are very invested in non-broadcast. So if you want to talk about how, I would think that would make it a little easier to target who you want to target. And how does that work for you guys?
For Dell, I predominantly focus on our first-party channels as well as our third-party channels. But for us, the investments there, we're able to get a direct response. We're able to really drive the needle by pushing out offers, by pushing out messaging through our loyalty channels. Because we do have such a high frequency, our loyalty users, are 6 times more than the traditional user.
Wow.
So we're able to really hit a good segment of people.
And do you send, do they get various offers? Different people get different offers, and you try that out?
We're starting to do that with the A/B testing. Yeah, absolutely. As we launched our new offer platform, we're watching how folks engage with each different offer. We're
I'm also a member. So.
There we go. Good. And
Good loyalty program.
great, thanks. And we're watching also. We're able to see purchase behaviors, what people buy in store, and we're able to target grilled chicken taco users versus epic burrito users to try to drive that behavior as well.
Let's talk a little bit more about specialization targeting. So I know, Blake, that you guys started the sensory.
Sundays?
I was going to say Sensory Sundays, but I wasn't sure if that was what it was called. You started
Sensory sensitive Sundays.
Sensory sensitive Sundays. How obviously that marketing is very different than.
Sure.
So how does that work with you guys?
When you do sign up for loyalty or a newsletter on our website, we ask you certain topics that you may be interested in. So you'll get served different content based on, if you're a heavy user of Chuck E. Cheese or you're looking for a fundraiser or a group event. One of those is, are you interested in community events, autism research, sensory sensitive Sunday? So you'll get specific content if you check that box. Mm-hmm. And then kind of how we're doing our Summer Fun Pass, for example, using Summer Fun Pass, I mentioned yesterday, we're already at over 100,000 members, and that's powered through our CRM and delivered through Punch. One way we're kind of doing the casino marketing route there is starting to segment people based on how often they come, right? That's our traditional kind of loyalty component, is the Summer Fun Pass. So how often they're using their Fun Pass, what are they spending when they do come in, and we're gonna start segmenting those folks in terms of, if you go to a casino and you're a high roller, you get all the swag, free drinks, free nights, things like that. We're gonna start treating those parents like that. So if you bought a gold pass and you come in, you're using that thing to the hilt and you're actually spending money and not just playing for free, games when you come in, we're going to, at renewal, give you another Summer Fun Pass to kind of guarantee if you come in and use your Fun Pass once and never use it again, we'll treat you on a different path, different customer journey. So
that is very casino-like.
Very, yeah. Well, we are a kid casino, right? So
you literally are.
It makes sense.
Yeah. And I know that, Erik, you guys have super fans, like uber crazy fans, because I grew up with you. So is there anything special that you are doing to target them? People that maybe visit you daily?
Through loyalty specifically, we're trying to push that as much as possible because those super fans truly are our loyal guests. We give our Epic users, that's the top tier, they get a free Epic burrito every 3 months. They get free churros with every $15 purchase. We do free coffee as well every day within the app. So we're leveraging a lot of these different offer strategy to drive more of that frequency.
And the free coffee through the app, which I was unaware of.
Every morning.
That's wonderful. How is that going? 'Cause
great.
most people don't normally think of Del Taco for coffee. How is that done? And how have you been promoting that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a perk for Dell. So it's to try to drive that breakfast day part for us. Every morning before 11 a.m. when we're during breakfast hours, free iced or hot coffee. And it's promoted through POP. We've leveraged media on it as well, so tagging media, and in some of our print advertisements.
Do you guys feel that traditional media, I think this might be a little bit of an obvious question, but traditional media just no way can drill down the personalization that, other methods can? Do you see traditional media, meaning TV, radio, those things, just fading out in terms of?
I hope not. Because traditional media, for the kids segment is what
you need kids TV. Yeah.
I only have so many options to reach that target audience.
Mm-hmm.
But now with digital, obviously, there's a lot more addressable digital media buys. So
I would think with Del Taco, it would be an opportunity to, the think smarter, not harder, in terms of, because I know you don't have the same budgets and whatnot, in terms of television advertising. How is that working for you guys? What do you predict the future of it?
We'll continue to treat broadcast TV as brand messaging. We're predominantly LTO driven or value driven, one way or the other. Whereas we'll use digital for more personalization, more targeting.
What else could you guys say about how to make something personalized for your customers?
Yeah, for me, it's looking at our e-commerce channels as well and how we can continue to do more personalization through the menu, different additions. A lot of people don't know that you can go bold on any item, which is adding fries and secret sauce. But I
learn something new every day.
It's something a lot of our guests do, and by being able to have more of those modifications within our menu, you're only allowing more personalization for the guest.
Right.
yeah, I'd say, not to hit the nail on the head or keep going back to this topic, but for us, traditional loyalty and transaction-based loyalty doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us when our frequency is so low. In general, we're a special event, and instead our play is personalization, again, through engaging content and lifestyle content. So making sure that we're getting as much data as possible, transactions being one of them, but lifestyle information and your household makeup and location information to serve up consistently engaging content so you're not unsubscribing, and then when you're ready to book that birthday once a year, we're top of mind, right? So that's kind of our play there versus trying to drive a direct response. Though certainly we'll take advantage of, International Day of Play is coming up on Tuesday, June 11th. Everyone, 30 minutes free with coupon. Which we'll broadcast everywhere, and all of our international partners are participating too. So
you've obviously already been pushing that out. So how did you push that out?
Yeah, social PR. So that for our strategy there is it's not not driving to download the app or a loyalty only, not just gatekeeping own media. When we do activations like that, we're really using PR and the value, shouting that message to drive traffic on tentpole days like that, which is kind of the inverse of what I'm used to with traditional restaurants, right?
Right.
But that's our play. But really, the own list, and that we're going to grow to 10 million subscribers, we're really going to gatekeep what we're serving up and make sure it's engaging and relevant and personalized to them.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I actually can't see with the lights.
Yeah, I can't see anything. I think I'm legally blind now.
Yeah. After a couple panels, yeah, you
Yeah.
probably are. Burned retinas.
Hi, Talia Solomon. Thank you guys. Great panel. Blake, I'm just sitting here thinking of what my wish list would be for data if I were in your shoes, and I'm imagining probably child age and birth date. Is that a data point that you try to get from your customers, or is that overstepping?
Good question.
Yeah, great question, and absolutely, that's the first thing we ask when you join our birthday club, which is kind of the entry point to our CRM. It's not, you can download an app if you're a super user, if you're going to buy a summer fun pass, but the birthday club is kind of the entry level. Just give us a phone number and an email address, and then if you wanted to add up to 10 kids, some people have large families, and each one of you just give your first name and the birthday, and then we'll put you on a journey where we'll start plugging birthday bookings. We'll send the kids a special message on their birthday. We're trying to bring back the call from Chucky on your birthday.
No.
Yeah. So we're going to bring that back. So we need your phone number.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So little things like that, right? That are a nice personalized touch. But yeah, absolutely. There's not a lot of data that we can collect on kids. So that's the first thing that we ask.
Blake, if there's 10 kids, do you have a ninth free kind of option, or?
Surprisingly, it doesn't happen that often.
I'm shocked.
So I'll write that one down.
Hey guys, Anna Tazan from Big Chicken. I'm right in the middle. Just look towards the middle, Blake.
Okay.
It's fine. I'm curious, how much in-store real estate do you dedicate towards promoting in-app or digital experiences? We have this battle a lot where we're like, okay, how much do we really want to push them to scan a QR code while they're in line? So I'm curious how you balance that.
We do a lot. We dedicate window decals, counter cards, door decals across the board. We earlier this year we had our 60th anniversary. We're also 60 years old at Dell. We did 60-cent snack tacos in the app only. So every single piece of POP was driving to that. If people wanted that price, they had to use the app. They could have scanned it in store or ordered it ahead. So by giving that flexibility to be able to transact in store while you're there with the app by scanning a QR code to get the offer, that's the best way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. Ours is a little bit more subtle because when you walk into a Chuck E. Cheese, there's a lot of choices you have to make. When you've got kids in tow, you've got to order what type of, not only food, but what game package you're going to get. And, you know, our counter space is sacred real estate, right? Because we only want to put so many messages on our digital menu boards and our counter space because it is somewhat chaotic. So we put on the tables QR codes for birthday club, talk about the benefits. So if the parent's sitting there while their kids are playing, it's directly targeted towards the parent and all the benefits that the kid can get and the family can get. But really, it's just in that particular touch point.
Anybody else? Yeah.
I'm right here. You probably still can't see me.
Yeah, I'm coming. We're blind up here.
It's bright. Steve from Gas Buddy. Eric, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned a new loyalty program and tiers, 4 tiers I think you mentioned?
4 tiers, yep.
Can you explain that a little bit? I'd be curious how that works.
Sure. So entry level tier, your queso, once you've earned 250 points. I love that. Queso, that's where we start. That's our baseline. 250 points. Once you hit 250 points, you move up to Scorcho, which is one of our popular hot sauces.
My favorite.
Once you hit, we just changed it, 1,000 points, you graduate to Inferno, which is our hottest sauce. And final one is at 1,500 points for Epic. And each time you get level up to a new tier, you earn more points. It starts at 8 points, ends at 12 points per dollar. Free food at different tiers, free different perks across the board.
Very cool. I'm glad I asked.
Blake, Eric, what's the line between personalized and creepy? Like, can something be too personal?
I mean, you got to do more personalization than just, hey, Eric, right, at the top of the app. You need to be a little bit more personalized than that. But we found when we were launching some badges, for example, people didn't like to hear that they ate at Del Taco 10 days in a row. So we had to be a little bit more, focused on how we were going to be personalized.
I should be proud of that. I mean, come on.
A good middle ground for sure. A/B testing, so subject lines are great, but how can you be a little bit more personalized than what type of food you're ordering, what type of offers you're ordering? That's not creepy. That's just helpful.
Not creepy, helpful.
I like it.
I think subtlety is key here, right? And being subtle in the way that you're personalizing. Yes, the obvious ways where, addressable by name and kids' birthdays, stuff like that, but in the content. The beauty of personalization is to the end user, they don't know they're being personalized to, and that becomes, uncreepy. It's content that they find engaging because we know this about the consumer. But being a little bit more subtle and not in your face, to me, is less creepy.
I mean, you target kids, so.
Yeah. You gotta use a new word other than target kids.
Okay,
One more question.
Oh, no, I can't think of anything that's just wrong. Everything I think of is just wrong.
Engage. We engage.
Engage children. Yes.
Hey guys, Michael Bell from Epsilon. Great discussion, by the way. I think this probably resonates with most of the brands in this room. You guys talk a lot about your guests and your loyalty programs, and you have a lot of first-party data about those people that kind of sit within your walls, right? But how do you guys think about the other swath of guests that are buying from you, but you probably have very limited information on them? Like, how are you guys thinking about that, and how are you trying to wrap your arms around getting more information and more data on those folks, which can be a significant amount of people that don't sit within your walls?
Well, Michael, I'm running a test with you right now. Were you teeing that up? Using, anonymized credit card data to address the other, 90% of my consumers that I don't have information on. The goal is to obviously grow that list in various different ways, but that's one way, in an anonymized way, just to get really good data on consumer behavior outside of, your own media list.
And I'm just focused on acquiring new guests. So if we just try to get them, like I said, through all of our POP, a lot of POP, a lot of advertisement, consumer insight studies, all that data, any way that we can learn more about our guests, we're trying to tackle it that way.
Blake, Erik, Teresa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.